Felicitous greetings, fellow fanatics. Welcome back one and all, I'm Fanatic, and today we're taking a look at Costume Quest 2, a Halloween-themed JRPG by Double Fine Productions. Without any further ado, let's dive in! Costume Quest 2 picks up right where the original game left off, and by that I mean as soon as you're dropped into the main menu, the characters are wearing their costumes from the last game. Thanks to time travel shenanigans, they've traveled back to Halloween from a few months ago and find themselves confronting an evil time-traveling dentist.
Be a dentist. People will pay you to be inhumane.
Dr. Oral White seeks to conquer the world by banning candy. In order to achieve this goal, he travels to the past to get a relic which lets him bring the Grubbins back. It's once again up to Reynold and Ren to stop them. As in the first game, battles play out as each child turns into their costume, giving them special abilities depending on what they're wearing. Some costumes like the Ghost or Candy Corn are good at defense, others like the Clown or the Pharaoh can heal allies, and some like the Superhero or Thomas Jefferson can simply hit really hard. When you're attacking or defending, hitting the button corresponding to your character will give them a boost a la Mario RPG. Whenever one of your characters attacks or is attacked, their special meter will build up, eventually allowing you to perform that costume's special move. So far, sounds just like the first game, right? But there are a couple minor differences. Firstly, upon successfully performing the action for a normal attack, you can now follow up with a second, weaker attack for extra damage. Secondly, you now have the option to try and counter an attack rather than blocking it. And finally, you no longer have stamps. Instead, you have cards which you can equip and activate in battle, but after using a card, it won't be available for the next few battles. Of course, it's not all just about fighting. You'll still have to explore various locales, go door to door to trick or treat, play hide and seek to upgrade your pails, trade cards to complete your collection, and of course, collect new costumes, although there's no minigames this time around. Sometimes you'll find patterns for new costumes and then have to gather 3 materials in order to make it, adding it to your collection along with all its abilities. And since this is the same song's second verse, each costume has an ability that can help you out on the world map, allowing you to blow away piles of leaves, slide along zip lines, or even jam out with your clown horn. This isn't even the only time you do it. And at this point, like any sane person, you're probably thinking to yourself, I'm suddenly inspired to run a one-shot RPG adventure wherein teen versions of the Pecan Gang have to rescue the Great Gourd. Thankfully, this video is sponsored by Quest Portal. Available for PC web browsers and with apps for Android and iOS, Quest Portal gives game masters and players alike access to a plethora of tools to help them plan and play RPGs over the internet, allowing you to easily create and share character sheets, set the mood, create maps, share notes, roll dice, and more. And if you have a Pro subscription, it'll allow you to access AI tools to generate character avatars, or even use their chatbot to help you parse through dozens of SRDs in mere seconds. Whether you're a GM or a player, Quest Portal can help you level up your RPG experience. Be sure to click the link in the description to learn more. On to presentation. As before, the game will play through 3 main chapters. This time around, it does feel like they have a fair bit more variety in the sets. While it's still a fairly short game, the more varied scenes make it feel like there's a good bit more effort here, even if the game isn't any longer than the last one. Enemies likewise have a fair bit more visual variety to them, as mooks aren't just the Grubbins this time around. You'll also fight time anomalies, dental robots, and killer snails. Every costume in the game is new, though many of them have the same effects as those from the original game. You have a dozen in all, and most of them can be upgraded by making a purchase from Shady, ensuring their usefulness even into the late game. All in all, Costume Quest 2 really doesn't change up the formula. It definitely has some visual enhancements over the first game, and the story is completely different this time around. But gameplay-wise, it's mostly the same. It doesn't try to break any new ground, but I honestly don't think that a sequel has to. After all, I am still playing Mega Man after all these years. It gives you more of the same, tweaks it just a little, and removes the repetitive apple bobbing minigame. If you enjoyed the previous title, you'll probably like this one too. If you didn't, or felt that it was already played out, this one isn't going to change your mind. It took me about 6 hours to go through. As it was originally sold as a budget title, I can't complain about how short the length is. And besides that, I probably wouldn't want it to be any longer with how simplistic the battle system is. Still, it's a fun, cute little game, and you can easily knock it out over the course of a weekend or two. In conclusion, I find Costume Quest 2 to be worthy of a solid 7.2 out of 10. Costume Quest 2 and its predecessor are both available via Steam, GOG, and Epic. If you're interested in purchasing or learning more, links are included in the description. But what about you? What do you think of Costume Quest 2? If they revisit the series, what costumes would you like to see included in a sequel? If you have any questions, remarks, or opposing points of view, leave them in the comments down below, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell. If you really enjoy my work, please consider funding my channel on Patreon. Until next time, farewell, fellow fanatics. Thank you again for watching. I have plenty more to share with you if you're interested. You can click up here above my head to subscribe to my channel. You can click over here on my monitor to see the most recent video that I've worked on. Or if you prefer, you can click up here to open this mysterious vault and see what video that the YouTube algorithm has picked just for you.